New Mexico Magazine is published monthly, and it features topics from around the land of enchantment.
That's right, including our multicultural heritage, arts, climate, environment, and diverse people. And joining us now is Dave Herndon, the editor-in-chief of New Mexico Magazine. Hello.
It's great to be here.
Dave, always good to see you because we're talking about New Mexico Magazine, fantastic publication. So what is going on in the July issue? What's a brief overview?
Well, the main headline is says the best small towns in the Southwest.
Okay.
And so we have a lot of towns from from Raton all the way down to Silver City that we are sort of celebrating the special qualities that make them unique and distinctive.
Yeah.
How did you get this idea?
You know, it comes from the state itself. New Mexico is not a cookie-cutter state. We have a low population density, and we have a lot of geographic diversity, so places are different, and they have their own special qualities that make them great. And,
they really do. And I mean, I've spent particularly doing a lot of road tripping through New Mexico recently and checking out, places like Lincoln, checking out places like Ruidoso.
Right.
Also checking out Las Vegas. I've spent a lot of time in Las Vegas. We're not talking, of course, about Nevada. Las Vegas, New Mexico is very rich with history.
It's a very colorful town, and it always has been. I mean, since the late 19th century, it was really a frontier town, and one of the real important, it was a Wild West town, and part of the reason it was so important is because it was on the railway, the Atchison, Topeka, Santa Fe Railway, and one of the things that distinguished the railway was the development of the Harvey House hotels, and that was really, those were the most sort of a civilizing influence on the West and in a lot of New Mexico, and so the Castaneda Hotel there was one of the prominent Harvey houses. Now it has been, but it's been sort of dormant for about 50 years. And it is now being, it's been bought and it's going to be renovated by somebody who did the same thing in a Harvey House in Winslow, Arizona. So he knows what he's doing, and he is a true believer in Las Vegas. Went to the official welcoming of him there at the hotel. The governor was there. The town turned out. It was real. You could feel the spirit. And he was part of this idea came from him. He said he thinks that Las Vegas is one of the prettiest towns in the West, and he, it can use the economic development that will come from the hotel. And there's already a pulse of entrepreneurship there. It's kind of it's got there's the boutiques, galleries, breweries, great antique stores. There's things happening there, and just this extra investment and spotlight on Las Vegas will help a lot because it's got these great bones, what you said. It's got 900 historical buildings, landmark buildings there. It's great town, real interesting, and on the upswing.
And then, so Raton and Silver City are also featured in here, right?
Well, Raton, has, a lot of people, it's kind of a drive-through for a lot of people because it's a point of entry into the state. But we always maintain that it's worthwhile getting past the strip of chain stuff and going in and seeing Raton's small town values. And no time is more on display than 4th of July weekend when they have a parade, fireworks. They have their Pecos League baseball team.
That's the place to go.
All that stuff. But they also have a balloon fiesta that was, they had to ground it a couple years ago because there's a big fire. And they staged it again last year, and they're staging it again this year. So it's another one of these little feel-good stories about a town that's has got these assets and that are worth checking out and sort of fighting back.
Now there's also the Rodeo of the Southwest. Let's talk about that. What is the Rodeo of the Southwest?
This is a fish out of water story about a writer who got a job at the newspaper in Gallup. She came from Florida. She didn't know anything about rodeo, but she started checking it out and really getting interested in it. And it's written from a female perspective. And she says the rule number one of attending rodeo is do not wear lip gloss. Because it gets stuck in the gloss, and then it's hard to get out. It's like sandpaper. And
that's great.
She found herself, becoming a fan and going to, Shiprock, Farmington, towns around the northwest corner of the state. A lot of, it's Indian country, and Navajo rodeos, and it's just kind of like that fish out of water, falling in love with rodeo
great.
story. Really
cool.
a lot of fun.
So what's the opera Tailgating all about?
This is another really fun story. Last year, well, first of all, tailgating is a great tradition at the Santa Fe Opera, and they're institutionalizing it by now having on opening night a costume party.
Oh,
that's,
wow.
That's cool.
And it's competitive. So the culinary aspect and the costumes, you sort of get a team together and have a theme, and everybody plays a part, and then they have judges who go around and decide who does the best job.
Wow.
Now, last year was the first year they did it, and our managing editor, we just showed a picture of her, Candace, did a fantastic job of getting a team together. They got way into it,
Yeah.
and then right on time, it rained like crazy.
Of course.
And
Of course. That's the way it works.
man.
Well, this is great. Lots of great stuff going on in the July issue of New Mexico Magazine. And if people want to subscribe, they can go to nmmagazine.com. Is that
They
right?
can do that.
That's the
Yes.
address. You can also pick it up on newsstands. And, of course, we'll have links to that at casa.com under the Style tab. Dave.